At this time, you're going to be anticipating the arrival of your guest. My name is Georgette, and I'll be introducing you to several tools that's going to help make this process easier for you. The first tool I'd like to introduce you to is the client intake form. This is the best way to get to know your guest and to provide optimal customer service. Upon the guest entering the spa, you're going to gather the clipboard that already has the form on that clipboard. You're going to escort the guest into the changing lounge, and after providing them the information of the amenities at the spa, as well as undressing rules, then you tell the guests that you're going to escort them into the quiet room, and you'll meet them there with this form and their drink. Make sure you take note of the robe size, the shoe size, and the drink preference that you provided to the guest at that time. Upon the guest entering the spa, you'll confirm their services for the day. Then you'll grab an already prepared clipboard with the client intake form on that and escort them to the changing lounge. Be sure to explain the spa amenities that will be available at the spa before and after their services, and then provide them with undressing instructions for their services to their comfort level. Let them know that when they're complete that you will meet them into the quiet room. Make sure to note the guest's robe size, shoe size, and drink preference on the top corner of the client intake form. By placing the intake form face up on the clipboard, this will instruct the guest to complete the massage portion of the information that's needed. This is what is required by most states, and by having this completed before going on, it'll prevent the therapist from getting behind if the client is already too close to their service time. They can always come back and complete the front side of the client intake form once their service is over with a nice cup of tea. If you're a therapist, once you collect the form, please make sure that you review that for the accuracy of the information, as well as make sure there's no contraindications for their services of that day. You're going to pass this client intake form onto the hospitality team, where they'll input this pertinent information for their permanent files, and you're going to also scan the client intake form, and this process can be shown in the operations manual at a later time. All this information will show up on the client work tickets for their future services, so that you always feel like you already know them, and it makes it personable that they feel like you already know their drink preference and you know their robe size, and it can be ready for them in the changing lounge. The intake forms need to be reviewed annually by the guest, and they also need to be completely filled out every 2 years as required by most state regulations. Remember that customer service is key to the Woodhouse, and it's by getting to know our guests on a personal level that really will help them experience the Woodhouse difference. The next tool I'd like to introduce you to is the prescription card. Just like you would receive a prescription from your physician based on the concerns of your health, the Woodhouse guest will receive a prescription card based on the assessments that they have for their skin or body and recommendations for products that will best suit those needs. This piece is vital to educating our guests on when to use those products, the time of day to use those products, and actually how often they need to use that product to, again, assess their needs. You will gain a sense of trust with your guests with the explanation of the product selected personally for them, and they will respect that you have made them feel valued at this time. If you're a therapist, you're going to escort your guests into the retail area after their services, select no more than 2 to 3 products, and explain those products and their usage to them. There's going to be moments when you're unable to do this personally with your guests, so while they're changing, you'll go pick those 2 to 3 products, place them in a basket with their prescription card, and notify your hospitality team that the guest will arrive shortly. The concierge or coordinator will then do this closing process and explain the products to the guest, and I'll ask them for their purchase at that time. Be sure you also recommend their next scheduled service that you would recommend based on their skin needs or their body information that they provided for you, so that they know to select the best services from the menu for them. As always, thank your guests for giving them the opportunity for you to spend the time with them today.